exactly
know
where
what
you should be.
Exactly. And
Like, you're traveling all over
I don't
the
want to
world
sell
doing masterclasses.
myself to the devil, you know? Like, for me, it's like I want to be like true to myself. And yeah, exactly. Like, I think, yeah, you said it. Like, I am where I need to be.
But I want you, and I want to compete, and I want you to do the market. I want you to do one of those things where, like, I don't have to be involved.
Yeah.
You do everything, but like, we have no money, and but like, no,
It's not like that, darling.
often I'm like, you either have time or you have money.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Like, you have time or you have money, or you have both, but you need like a lot of money.
For me, like, if you're blonde, like, I mean, your
hair's not
needs-
clean.
It's not clean. There's chemicals. It needs chemicals.
That's actually a very good alternative.
You know what I
opinion.
mean?
Like, why are you trying to be clean with processed hair?
Exactly.
Dude, I can't believe I haven't thought about this to date.
Yeah.
Wow.
What a brand, what a brand, what a brand, what a mighty good brand. Say it again now. What a brand, what a brand, what a brand, what a mighty good brand.
So you're doing a lot of masterclasses, dude.
Sorry?
You're doing a lot of masterclasses.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be a big year.
Why did you decide to go in that direction?
I feel just because the demand was there, and it's something like I thought like a few years ago, like 3 to 5 years ago, I was like, oh, this is it, this is my momentum. And now I'm realizing that it's not my momentum at all. Like, I think like I'm just like this small in such a big world, so it's just the beginning, and the demand is there, so I'm just like living it, I guess.
And what are you doing? So like, a salon will pay for you to come and teach their salon your technique?
So there's 2 different kind of masterclass. It's either private in a salon, or it's, let's say I have a lot of demand in a specific region or country. I just rent a space and offer a masterclass that like everybody can come.
Cool. So you're charging per seat?
Per tickets, yes.
Per ticket. Cool.
Yeah, and it's mainly that. Honestly, it's more worth it. Like, when I started my education journey, I was doing a lot of like in-salon class. But it's a lot of work for like a small amount of money.
Yeah.
So now I'm concentrating more my energy on like big classes.
Cool. How was doing it in Paris? I feel like that's literally a dream.
Yeah, it's so fun. It's I've been there a few weeks ago, but it wasn't for a masterclass. It was to shoot a campaign with L'Oréal.
Oh, cool.
But I'm teaching in Paris in 2-3 weeks, I think,
So
in May.
good.
So I'm very excited.
Are you self-conscious about the difference in the language? Like the slight difference between Quebecois?
I feel like, honestly, I'm so happy that it's in French, like, because I'm
bet.
going to be able to speak French. And I was a bit like curious about like the difference in the language. So when I was there a few weeks ago, I was surprised their accent is not that intense, and they could understand me like super, super well.
So it's the accent, it's not the word change.
There's a lot of word change, but they're used to like tourists and like, so I feel like depending where you are in France, like if you're in the suburbs, maybe there's more like difference in the slangs and stuff. But in this city, they could understand like pretty much everything, and I feel like it's just a matter of like taking maybe a more like international accent than wording.
That's very cool. Where would be your ultimate place to teach? Dream place?
I think Copenhagen would be a dream. I've never been there. It's like a place where I could see myself potentially like.
Even your style fashion.
Yeah,
I feel like you've got
it's
very like Denmark fashion.
The girls are like so cool.
They are.
The fashion is really like forward there. So yeah, I feel like Copenhagen. Yeah. Maybe
like
Japan also.
Oh my gosh.
But that would be different. Like,
the only problem is that it has a demand for blonde in Japan.
Exactly. Where there's a lot of like Japanese girls that like are blonde, but it's more like it's not like our blonde. It's not like the Scandinavian look. It's like fully bleach blonde. So it's there's less demand for sure.
But I feel
not
like
the same demographic.
My radar is always, if someone can do blonde well in an Asian and it looks natural, they are really good at what they do.
Yeah, exactly. Literally.
If you can make an Asian look natural blonde, that is the bar of excellence.
No, for sure. For sure.
Japan, you would freak out though. Oh my gosh. Japan is
like, since you've been there, I'm like, I just want to go.
Japan is to me,
it looks incredible.
Is like humanity at its finest.
Wow. No, it looks incredible. They're so advanced. It's like and the food looks amazing.
Oh my gosh,
like,
everything. They don't do
I like
anything
that.
half-ass.
Yeah, that's it. They're
Nothing
very
half-ass.
perfectionist. Like,
Perfectionist culture.
wow, I love that.
That's actually, you know what's really interesting? That's why in World War II, the Germans and the Japanese really got along, is they both have a very similar approach to execution. That's why I think with German engineering, like they're very similar cultures.
I didn't know that the were like perfectionists and like
Yeah, the Germans are kind of considered like what you could say about Japanese of the West.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting. Love that.
and I actually asked a friend of mine who's a very well-known German composer or Austrian composer that speaks German. And I had said, I'm like, I feel like there's similarities between cultures. Is that kind of a ridiculous thing to say? And he goes, no, that's actually why they got along so well as war allies, is culturally they were very similar.
Good to
Yeah,
know.
fun fact.
I wouldn't think that. That's cool.
You know what, another fun fact is, you know, Gani,
Yeah.
that was actually funded by the Denmark government to become like a top brand so that they could make Copenhagen Fashion Week a thing.
No way.
Yeah, because Copenhagen
Yeah,
wanted
he's from Copenhagen.
Yes,
Yeah.
they wanted to push because Copenhagen's Fashion Week is the newest of all the fashion
Yeah.
weeks, and they wanted to actually create
And
like
it's still super small, but they want to
tiny,
make it like
yeah.
bigger.
and they wanted to
Which
have a
should.
standout brand.
Yeah.
So the Copenhagen government invested so heavily into Johnny. That's why like it blew
That's
up a few
amazing.
years ago, and like everybody was wearing it.
Yes. And it's still like luxe brand that is affordable, so that's really cool.
Yeah,
And I
it's,
feel like they're very different, but the quality is really, really good.
to me though, the logo though looks cheap. I feel like it looks like a cheaper version of Acme.
Yeah, maybe it's very it's teen, very
Yeah,
teenager
very
vibe.
teen.
Yeah,
But for how much clout? But I thought what an interesting push as a government
yeah, that's cool.
for
Wow.
the fashion week. Yeah,
Does the Canadian government wanna please invest in my salon?
Hair week.
Air Week? Who knows?
Yeah, I know. I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, that's very cool.
So what else is going on?
Oh gosh, a lot is going on, girl. Too much is going on now, but honestly, I feel like I'm at, like, in French we say la croisée des chemins, which means like at the road cross.
Yeah,
You know
I
what
have
I
a
mean?
bunch of things happening. Yeah.
So where,
at this
like,
moment where a bunch of things can really take off.
Exactly, and you need like to decide like which path to take. So this
Yeah.
is where I'm at the moment, like where the salon is doing like super great. The team is great, but I want to do more. So there's a lot of like exciting opportunities that are coming my way. So which one to take is the question.
Yeah.
So right now I'm working a lot of like different business plan, like analyzing what route would be the best for me. Like the education part is just like something I do on this side by passion because I love to teach so much, and I think it's like a great opportunity for me.
It's also a great conduit though for all the effort you put in, one for socials, but also to sell products.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, like
and it's like, yeah, it's a good way also to get known like more globally.
yeah.
And
Well, that's the hardest thing as a stylist, right? Is like how to get out of being behind the chair.
yeah. I feel like for a stylist, that's definitely the challenge. And I love that I can create also opportunity for my staff, like at the academy and eventually like online and in education and
Yeah. Well, education is so important because I find especially with stylists, like hair trends change so quickly and it's so hard to be on top. Like social media allows stylists in any part of the world, in any corner, to like be up to date with trends
it's crazy.
in an instant.
It is crazy. There's no reason in 2025 to not be educated. Like,
Yeah.
in any like business, any area.
Well, especially with how easy social media allows you to be informed. Like, and there's also, I think it's also fascinating too for stylists because there's no cap to how much education can be out there.
Yeah. Oh no, you could learn something new every day. You just need to be passionate.
But also using it as a way, like I even think of investing in education as a way to perpetuate yourself as a thought leader, right? Like people don't think about like if you're investing $200 in a course, repurposing that course into content that you can put on your socials to show that you're a thought leader.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's like every time, sometimes my staff are like, I don't know what to post as content. I'm like, oh my God, I asked. Like, the ideas are like
Endless.
infinite, endless. But like I feel like people have a hard time with the execution.
Yeah.
That's like and I feel like a lot of like marketer love to give like a bunch of ideas, and that's good. But I feel like there should be maybe more tips on execution more than ideas. I don't know if you...
Ideas are everywhere.
Yeah,
Execution is everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's actually what I struggle with the most, is that I find like business owners, they're looking for like me to be a genie in the bottle. Like I can just make their socials incredible. And I'm like, no, you have to develop the muscles to execute, because
Exactly.
if you're not focusing on showing up and creating a piece of content every day, or even going, the thing too is like adults don't want to struggle. They don't want to like look dumb in the beginning, right? So like they just want somebody else to do everything.
Yeah.
But by like not learning how to do it, you can never
become good at doing it. Also.
yeah. And that's where it's so crippling too as a business owner, because like there's never a shortage of like things to do, but it's also such an excuse because it holds your business back.
Yeah. What do you think about that? Like, do you think the founder should always be the person like behind the social media, or at least the strategy? Or
Totally. I
the
think
execution?
you have to be involved.
Yeah.
You have to be involved, like, because ultimately, I'm never going to care more about your business than you are.
Yeah.
If you're not constantly focused on being involved, marketing is the most important aspect of your business. Because, like, because even if it's word of mouth, right? Like, even if your socials still work for word of mouth marketing.
Yeah.
Like, people go, especially in hair. Like,
Yeah.
if I recommend someone to go to your salon, it doesn't matter how cool I say you are, the first thing they're going to do is go to your socials.
Yeah. They're gonna verify it.
Yeah. So you have to be involved.
Yeah. No, 100%. I feel like nowadays, like if you're not on social media, you almost look like a scam.
You look fake.
Right?
Yeah.
Isn't it weird when you go on a profile and there's like 5 posts, you're like, no, I think this isn't real.
What I think what's even worse is that I feel like there's true, but I find like a lot of business owners, because they're so focused on doing the work and not showcasing their work, they don't look as good as they are, and they don't realize how much business they're losing, because if you haven't posted on your socials in like 4 weeks, or the last post was like someone's like blue hair job that you posted, like I'm not learning, like I'm not being like, okay, you look like the best person for me because you showed some like random crazy color you did.
Yeah. No, for sure. Like you're gonna trust the people that's in your face, basically. Like the person that could be the best in the world, if they're not like out there, you're never gonna know about them.
Well, especially hair. Like,
Yeah.
who's gonna go get their hair done with someone who like they're not showcasing how great their work is? Like, it's pretty risky to just like
Yeah.
go in blind. There's more people that aren't gonna go in blind than people who are gonna go in blind.
Yeah. And I feel like it's such like just a disservice to yourself with to be on social. Like sometimes when I teach, I hear a lot like, oh, I don't need to be on social media because my books are like full. But I'm like, okay, are you happy with all of your clients? Are you happy with what you charge? And the answer is often no. So I'm like, there's a reason to be on social
Yeah.
media. Like it's offer and demand at the end of the day. And the more you're in demand, the more you can charge, the more you can like take your customer, I guess, also. So it's like there's no good reason not to be on social media.
Well, it's also not going anywhere too.
Yeah.
I think that's the other issue too, is that like even if you're good right now, I don't know if we can say the same in 2 years from now, but like this stuff takes time.
Yeah.
Like you didn't get to where you are by just focusing on this a year ago.
Oh no, it's been 13 years, my dear.
What? How often do you talk about your story? Because you started by posting on socials,
Yeah.
right? You worked for somebody else?
Yeah, I started like literally 13 years ago, and it was like the beginning of social media, the beginning of Instagram, where we used to use like the collage and the like ugly filters. And I started just to post. I was posting a lot of like myself, my hobby. I was skateboarding at the time,
Right, you're
posting
so
a lot
cool.
of that. And yeah, I was just doing it for my friends and people that was following me. And I guess like back then there was no like imposter syndrome.
Yeah,
I don't know if you
yeah.
remember, but like 10 years ago, like there was no like influencer and like, you know, people wouldn't really care about that. And I was posting like all of the hair I was doing, even though it wasn't what it is today. And yeah, this is how I make myself like super good, super in demand. This is how my education journey also started. And also I'm really grateful for social media.
And you also started too at a time where like Pink LeBlonde was your handle.
Yeah.
Like before it became your salon.
Yeah, it wasn't supposed to be a salon's name. It was just like my personal name on Insta since forever. And once I became like a bit more known in the industry, like clients started they were calling me Pink Blonde. They were calling it the salon I was working. Oh, can I book the Pink Blonde? They thought it was my name. So it just stick. And when I opened the salon, I was like, I think like it wouldn't be really fun, like fair to all the work I put in it to just like call it another name. It was already a brand itself, so I just added the club at the end just to make it more like fun, to like involve everyone in the name. Yeah.
And how do you feel about it now that like Pink LeBlonde is you and the salon?
I think like I'm good with it. Like I like it. Like it became like a brand. So it's not like I don't associate like Pink Blonde necessarily with me, but more the brand. Like at the end of the day, I'm Marianne. I'm like the person. Pink Blonde is really the brand. And this is a question we're on right now, and I want your opinion on this. But because the brand is growing, we are thinking if we should use Pink Blonde as our main entity. So we would scrap the Pink Blonde Club. It would become Pink Blonde, and I would be another rebel, which I'm very afraid of.
It's like crazy.
It's so stressful.
But you're growing.
But I think that's the best, like, because our website is pinkleblonde.com, and it's like under our umbrella there's like the club, which is the salon. There's also our line of products. There's also the education. So there's like a few umbrella under the Pink Blonde group. So I feel like our handle on Instagram shouldn't be Pink Blonde Club. It should be Pink Blonde, and like have all of these umbrella underneath. A bit like Aritzia.
Yeah.
Like Aritzia, they have TNA, they have Super Pop, they have their other umbrella, but they're still Aritzia.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Well,
so that's a big question.
it's tough because I think with where the education is going, and I assume products in different forms, that all of the products should be under like they should be like Pink LeBlonde, but then the studio, like I feel like the studio being the Pink LeBlonde, yeah, I know it is complicated because
it's complicated. I feel like the studio should still be the Pink Blonde Club
I
as a
agree.
destination.
It's a destination.
But I don't want to add a platform just for the studio.
I agree.
I would love like Aritzia to have one platform and everything's
well,
underneath
because
it.
anything you're selling, whether it's a physical good or whether it's a course, like that is a Pink LeBlonde, like it's a purchase, it's a widget, like it's a thing, right? But it's still Pink LeBlonde.
Exactly. Or maybe like there would be a platform for more like the academy, like the pro stuff, like let's say Pink Blonde Pro, and it's like
for stylists, that makes perfect sense.
And Pink Blonde is like everything for the consumer. So service, products, and like everything you could like imagine.
Well, Pink LeBlonde Academy makes sense because that message is different. So like
it's not the same consumer.
It's not the same consumer. So Pink LeBlonde Academy would be more like educational focused content.
Yeah.
Pink LeBlonde Club though, I just think that's like it's a recipe for like iconic social moments. Like your cups should say like Pink LeBlonde Club on it. Like you should
almost like a under brand, like, and you know what I mean?
totally,
like,
but it shouldn't have its own socials. Like I think
you think it should have?
No, it shouldn't. I don't think so.
Yeah.
But I think that Pink LeBlonde Club, you can do more with it to make it. I think that Pink LeBlonde Club has the potential to become, or rather, it probably already is, like an international destination. You know, like that big salon in LA, like 912, 901. Like, I think Pink LeBlonde has those legs, especially if you invest more in like. Your experience is fantastic, but more of those like tokenized experiences. Like if there's stickers at the front to put on your laptop, if there's like even like an iconic place to take a photo, you know, like that's the stuff where you can more tokenize the experience.
You're gonna
Yeah,
love it.
but I agree. I think it should be one socials, but
Right,
the problem is that Marianne is
But what would be
also
my like I'm like
Queen Pink or something.
or I'm like maybe like by Pink LeBlanc or like
Yeah,
I don't know like or she's Pink LeBlanc like
she's
like
something like that.
something that-
Boss, Pink. Yeah,
but
no, I agree.
but it breaks my heart. It's like
Well,
it's a big piece of me.
No, but it's you, and that's what's so funny is that we have a shared friend that I'm seeing after this, and I was like, yeah, look, I'm gonna be at Pink LeBlanc if you want to stop by. Like, I don't know if you know, and I didn't know that she knew you, and she's like, oh yeah, I know Pink. Like, tell her I say hi. And but it's funny that you're colloquially known as Pink.
Yeah, that's it. Like nobody knows my name. Like,
People call
who's
you
Marianne?
Pinky, Pink. like-
Exactly.
But it shows you how much socials have evolved and why they created the collaborator
Yes.
function though, hey? Because it became so difficult for people that have been on it since like OG Instagram, where their business has become their handle, and how difficult it is to separate it. Because a lot of these people that what most people miss is that these like big names on the internet, they're big because like they've just been doing it for a decade.
Exactly.
And that's like when I was on the Skinny Confidential, Lauren was like, I've started
You are
blogging.
Skinny Confidential?
Yeah.
Oh.
She's like, I started blogging 15 years ago.
That's it.
So she's done a lot of things, not taking that away from her, but it's like time and market.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly,
Like
yeah.
when you started Instagramming and
It's
blogging
recognition,
15
like,
years ago,
yeah.
it's compounded.
Yeah.
And like, so it's a problem. So for people starting today, it's why you should like have your personal brand strategy and your business strategy,
Yeah.
because it's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
10
it's
to
so
15
important and it's so different. Like the strategy behind
Yes.
like business or personal is so different. And I feel like I don't know if you agree on that, but I feel like personal brand shouldn't be that complicated. Like
No. If anything, your personal brand actually, I think where people though get tripped up is it's like hard to, like when you're doing this for your business, how much of yourself do you give away?
mm-hmm.
And I even kind of feel like that way too, because I'm like, I'm just constantly showing up. Like I'm every single day, we're posting multiple times a day. It's like, I also do want a part of me, like for myself, because like I don't know a lot of the people. I don't know the people that follow me, like, but I'm helping them in their business. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like, how much of my real life do I share too? And I think like there isn't one way to do your personal brand. It just needs to feel authentic.
That's it. I feel
To
like you
you.
found a good way though to like sometimes I'm jealous about the way you did because it's so like it's about you but it's not too much about you. Like
Yeah.
it's I feel like we can keep a lot of your personal life like aside and it's really focused on your niche, which I love.
But to me, I feel like that's important. I've got nothing to hide. I just feel like I need to like, I feel like if you give everything away and you're living your life on the internet, that's when kind of like, I think a lot of like mental illness starts to seep in.
Yeah.
Like I've got a really healthy relationship with socials because
because it's
I'm not
work
looking for
also.
yeah, it's work. Like I check out on the weekends, you know,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
I-
and you don't consume it like, and you don't compare it. I feel like you don't have any like. I wouldn't say you have like a lot of comparison. Like
No, I don't- I don't want-
competitors, so that's good.
because you start comparing yourself, right? And like comparison is
where-
the thief of happiness.
Oh yes, it's crazy.
But like, and especially for women with socials, it's like you need to have a personal brand. But maybe to you, like what's authentic, especially to like your customers, is like talking about being a working mom. You know, maybe it is talking about balance. Maybe it is showcasing that like what like I follow some stylists that really talk about how working has been a great conduit to dealing with like postpartum depression and like
Yeah.
I find like when I see that I'm like all for it because it feels authentic, but
Yeah.
like that also doesn't have to be your story if it doesn't feel authentic.
Yeah, exactly. That's no, for sure. We need to find like the way that it's authentic to us, I guess.
What have you found have been kind of the most like meaningful questions that you have got about your brand and the socials, like from stylists?
I guess it wasn't a question, but I guess one like big aha moment that I had. It was a girl in Australia. She's a hairstylist and she's been doing that for multiple years. And she had like that, like kind of bad relationship with social media, because a lot of marketer, like a stylist marketer, they're saying like talking a lot about like virality and how you need to do that like
Dance
viral
online
thing.
and,
Yeah,
like, chase the
exactly.
trend,
Like
yeah.
make sure you do the trend, post like 2 times a day, blah blah blah. So I feel like a lot of hairstylists, especially like, are like closing themselves up on social media because they're like, okay, I know I could not do everything.
That's not me. Yeah.
And so that girl was like, oh my god, like she felt so good after my class, because I do a segment on social, and my way of teaching social media is not like, it's exactly like you said, it's find a way that it's authentic to you and that you can sustain it. It's not like about being crazy for a month on social media and posting every day. It's about like finding a way that you can sustain your platform and be like true to who you are.
Yeah.
And she wrote me like this big message where she was like, oh my god, I feel it's been a long time I haven't feel like excited to do social media again. So I was like, yeah, I feel like you need to love it. You need to be obsessed with it.
Yeah.
Otherwise it's too hard. Like, you know what I
Totally.
mean? Like,
Well, I think that's what a lot of people miss, is that, especially in services like hair and beauty, there's a lot of like copying. Like, it's a lot of like copying and pasting, because
Oh, yes.
you just look at your competitors and you assume they're successful, and then you just try to kind of like do what they're doing, and it's not sustainable and it doesn't work because it's not your brand.
exactly.
So figuring out your brand is the way to
Exactly. And
make
like
it sustainable.
finding also your why. Like, if you don't know why you're posting on Instagram or TikTok,
Yeah.
you're never gonna like it. Like, it won't make sense for you. So I feel like just like knowing like what's my goal. Like, is it to attract more clients? Is it to attract like a different clientele? Is it to sell product? Like, your strategy is not gonna be the same.
Totally.
So I feel like, yeah, knowing that first, and you would be surprised how many stylists don't know what the
They don't
fuck they're
have
doing.
strategy, yeah.
Yeah, and so that's like the starting point, I guess.
Well, I think that you're also a great example, because the way that you approach socials is, one, it's very engaging, but it's overwhelming in that it's very in the best way. Like, it's so aesthetic. Like, it's like visually inspiring, but that's authentic to when you come into this space, when you see the people that work here, when you like, and versus Morgan, right, which is like thick, where hers is more like, it's relatable. It's kind of like it, and both of you are very successful.
Yeah, in a different way.
In a different way, and both are very authentic to who you are. But like, if you're not someone that's constantly, like, even your approach to fashion is different. Like, how you dress, how you act. Like, I feel like you're constantly looking for inspo. Like, you don't look at people on socials for how to dress. You're looking more to like editorial, like, and so it works for you because that's how you like sort your life.
Yeah, and sometimes it's hard, honestly. I feel like being in that, like, being my way, like doing, I love like things that are aesthetic. I'm very like perfectionist, but sometimes I feel like it's my growth isn't as like fast as it could be if I would do like more like relatable things
And
or,
like growth hacking.
yeah,
Totally.
exactly. But I feel like,
But you're
I
exactly
know
where
what,
you should be.
exactly, and
Like, you're traveling all over
I don't
the
want to
world
sell
doing masterclasses.
myself to the devil, you know. Like, for me, it's like I want to be like true to myself, and yeah, exactly. Like, I think, yeah, you said it. Like, I am where I need to be, but sometimes
Well, that's
like
the
looking
other
at
thing, too.
everybody, it can be like so like
Overwhelming.
yeah, overwhelming.
But it's like, it's so interesting. We don't talk enough about like the quality of followers. And I think that that's really interesting, because I've made a lot of friends in this industry, and a lot that actually have a lot more followers, but it's interesting, like, the opportunities I get versus the opportunities they get are
yeah,
very different. But they align with what I want out of life. So like, I can have less followers, but I can have better followers for what I want.
Yeah,
Not
better
better followers, but
opportunities.
for what I want,
yeah,
right?
exactly,
Like,
for you.
for me.
Yeah.
And I just think that's a big thing. Like, if you're someone that's busy and you've been running a salon for a long time, or a clinic for a long time, and you're feeling good, maybe just investing in your personal brand, your socials, are for like the opportunities to come. Like, maybe you want a book deal. Maybe that'll be your dream. Maybe it's to do like international masterclasses. Like, you don't need 1 million followers to get those things. You just need the right followers.
Exactly. I feel like we fall a bit in the trap of like wanting to be a little bit like her and a little bit like him, and you know what I mean, like being a bit like everyone, which is like at the end of the day, like, would you even be happy to add like this person's career? Maybe not.
Or do you even know what they're doing?
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
Like, if you're just chasing followers, like, I think it's more about like posting and creating a strategy based on intentionality. Like, what is it that you want to get?
Exactly.
Because even to interesting to what you said, I actually was listening to a piece of content by Natalie Ellis, and she was like, actually said something quite cool. She was saying, like, if you look at the 10 people that you're most inspired by, like, let's see the 10 people you like the most online, you actually should look to see like what 10 of their posts perform the best. But when I'm saying intentionality, like, if you are someone that is really inspired by what you're doing, like, you would love to be doing these international masterclasses, you would love to be like on stage with L'Oreal, it's relevant to analyze what pieces of content perform the best, but then adapt it to your brand.
Yeah.
So, but I'm just kind of saying like what we're saying in a different way, in that you can be inspired by, but it's intentionality of what you want to get.
Yeah, exactly. No, I get it. To look at the right content that will get you where you want
Want to go? Yeah.
So, I agree.
So what's coming down the pipe for you? Like, what are some big things that people can look forward to, or you're the most excited about? Highlight of the year. What's the highlight of the year?
Oh my god, so many. Honestly, education is taking like a lot of my time, so I feel like I don't have the time to market like a lot of exciting things. But we're working on a shared pink label product, which will see the light, I guess, midsummer, something like that. I don't want to say what it is, but it's going to be a game-changing tool in your life.
Cool.
So this is really exciting. We're also, like, a lot of my focus out of, like, education is on our e-commerce right now. We're also introducing lots of different hair care and beauty brands on our website.
Cool.
So that's really exciting, and I'm so sad that I don't have, like, all of the time to like play with marketing, but it's coming. I'm gonna have more time this summer to do about what I really love.
How are you doing that? Like, are you taking less appointments?
So I'm never taking. I only work beyond the chair 1 day a week. So that's
So you've got 4 days a week to
to work on other stuff. So right now, like, it's education season. So in the beginning of the year, like Feb to June, it's like a lot of education. Usually during summer, I don't take too many like projects, and this summer I really want to concentrate to work on the brand. It's gonna be our 4th anniversary really soon.
4 years.
Yeah, 4 years. So it's gonna be we were talking about my lease before. In a year it's going to be 5 years, so now it's our 4th anniversary, so I want to do a really cool event for the upcoming products that are coming in, also the 4th anniversary. So yeah.
4 years is a big deal.
Yes. Yeah, it's fun. Sometimes I feel like it's been like 100 years that we're open, and sometimes it feels like 1 year. It's weird.
Sometimes it's like 20 minutes, sometimes it's like a lifetime.
Yeah, really weird. And
That's
what's coming for
exciting.
you? I'm curious.
It's interesting because I like more of being able to help more people. Like, there's obviously a limit to how much time you can sell, and it's interesting because I'm less motivated by
one-on-one, I guess.
I'm less motivated by like selling my time. You know what I mean? Like, I want more, like, I want to create larger impact.
Yeah. So I get it. I get it.
I'd like to start selling more products. I learned a lot with launching the course.
Yeah. How is it going?
It's going good.
I can't wait to take the course.
I learned a lot. I'll send you the course. I learned a lot. You know, like, it's interesting how difficult it is to sell when really selling is like counterintuitive to who you are as a person.
Yep.
But the problem is, like, the algorithm, like, people really don't see unless like they're like really your loyalists. Like, a lot of people are kind of like, they're living their life, you know, they're half listening. So it's, you really have to be this like massive broadcast channel, which is like complicated fundamentally to who I am as a person, because I don't like to be like buy.
Yes, I know it's so hard, huh?
Even
It's
developing
so
a funnel, like
Yeah.
the amount of work that goes into it's really in and of itself a full-time job.
Yeah, I'm
Living
happy to
this.
hear you say that because that's true. That's your first time like really like selling
something.
because usually it's more like consulting. So it's more behind the scenes. People comes to
I've
you.
been running a service-based business
Yeah,
for
exactly.
7 years, right?
Yeah.
To sell a product is
It's completely different and it's really challenging.
it's really
honestly, like-
humbling
Yeah,
because I don't
especially that you sell a service that is basically yourself, like your knowledge. This is tricky because you don't want to say like buy this. I'm so good. Like this is
it's so counterintuitive. It's also what I do is for my job because like my job is to help people that are good at what they do but are bad at marketing themselves, and it's so funny being in that seat of like, fuck, it's hard to sell yourself.
Yeah, it's really hard.
But it's also such an important stepping stone because it's so interesting when you're at a point where you've connected with so many people that you want to help because I can't help 160,000 people.
No.
I wish that there was more dialogue on the internet to like of people talking about learning from their failures is the wrong word because I don't think it's a failure, but I just feel like there's so much promotion on like how much money people made and how like well they did opposed to like these are like the hard lessons I learned that I would love to share as an entrepreneur to like to go through.
Oh my god, yes. It's not easy.
It's not easy.
Yeah, it's not. You're right though. It's not a lot of people that talk about like how difficult it is and the challenge, and we mostly hear like the good things.
Oh
and
my
the success
gosh, it was so
stories.
easy. I went to I grew from 0 to $1 million in 30 days. And like,
Exactly. And you're like,
no, you didn't.
no, exactly.
I made $1 million on this in 3 months, and this is all I did. I'm like, no, you didn't. Like,
Sometimes like for me like right now I'm like very into like listening so many podcasts and like
cool.
founder stories and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm in my like
founder era.
founder era because I don't want to say I don't get it, but sometimes I don't get it. I'm like,
Or can
I
you
have-
move faster?
Yeah,
you know, like because
like-
you're like in the weeds.
Yeah,
Like,
and I want to know everything. Like I'm like, okay, I get it. Like, let's take Rome by example. I get it. It's Ellie Bieber. She can hire the best of the best to work in marketing, product development, whatever. But like a girl like Lauren, I think it's Ireland.
Yeah.
The girl from.
Okay, I'm so glad you said that.
I want to know everything. Like she started that with her fun, right? With like no money, something like
Summer
that.
Fridays?
Yeah. Oh no, Lauren, sorry, I'm talking about the girl.
Nyx.
Nyx, exactly.
Not
Let's
Nyx.
talk about the Summer Friday. I'm curious, but
Well, okay, so do you mean Taylor Frankel?
yeah,
Exactly. Yes.
yeah.
So her mom created cover effects. They sold cover effects. So her mother made a makeup brand and they were self-funded. So it wasn't they're doing a lot of great things, but there's a story there.
Yeah.
That's her mom had like 30 years of learning
An experience.
how to
and the
build
money.
it, had the connections, and it was sold at Shoppers.
No, okay.
So Nude Sticks is what the brand.
Okay, cool.
So that's a relevant point. The next relevant point, Summer Fridays. Lauren Ireland. Her dad is a very successful venture capitalist, and they got a lot of funding for venture capitalists. Yes.
You know what?
Yes.
I was
yes.
obsessed. I'm like a big fan of Cole Gaia. You know Cole Gaia?
Yes. Whose dad owned Bratz and owned yeah.
I was so in shock, and when I heard their story, I was like, I don't like the brand.
Yeah.
Like it's, but like
But this is what I talk about because I'm like, we take an idea and we're like, I want to be this, or I can do. For example, the reason I have both of those examples ready is that I met with this female team that want to build this like makeup brand, and they're like, we want to launch the product. And like launching with one product in a makeup category is very difficult because it's think about like how many
competitive.
that and like how many creams are you buying? You buy one if you're lucky to get someone to buy your cream, they're gonna buy that cream twice a year.
Yeah.
So the to get enough
Want them to be a
customers,
repeat customer, so you need
so
like
you
more
need 3
SKUs.
products.
Yeah.
Typically, you need to have at least 3, because I've worked with enough beauty brands where like they launch a second product and they're like struggling because inventory is very expensive for
Yeah.
CPG brands.
It's usually like 10,000.
It's what kills you,
units.
the MOQs.
It's crazy.
So whenever you sell all your inventory, you're always cash poor because you have to put such a big investment up front to buy inventory, and it's like it's a vicious cycle.
Yeah,
So that's why like
you're
a
never
summer.
profitable in the first
No.
years, and people think they're gonna add like a $2,000 salary, but it's not like that. Like
No.
especially with products.
And not fast.
No.
So that's why it's relevant when you gave me the example of like, oh, we want to be like Smart Fridays with the jet lag mask. Like they started with a marketing budget of minimum $10 million.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the average person doesn't have access to that level of capital.
But what do you think about it? Because I don't want to say it's easy to find money, but it's easy to find money. So let's say we have that perspective.
Okay.
Do you think like it's not everybody that can assume to have like such like a fast growing business? You need to be like really solid and stuff. But do you think it's a good idea to like invest that much money in a startup, or you think it's better to start like very small and to grow like organically?
The details are relevant to who you are, what you've done, the category you're getting into, what is your goals. Like beauty is very difficult, especially if you don't have like a built-in audience, because nobody needs anything in beauty. It's like they're wants.
No, and like every celebrity has a business now, so you
Everything's
compete with like
beauty.
J-Lo and Hailey Bieber.
What's complicated too is in products and in services, but products more so, you're dealing with impression count. So we call it like the rule of 7. Like think about how many times you need to see the brand Cult Gaia. You might not even own anything from the brand, but you respect the brand because you've seen it 100 times.
Yeah.
So you have to invest in eyeballs without ROI, which is very expensive. And then in addition to that, you're trying to like break out in a saturated market. So it depends what you're getting into. Like most people, it makes sense once you build the audience, which is very hard to do. It's not simple to sell a product.
Yeah.
But so like, for example, for you, like you don't need $10 million to sell products because you have a built-in loyal audience, and 2, like you're traveling into rooms all over the world. So it's easy for you to have things to sell.
So I just feel like if you want to put yourself on a very like luxurious position, you need the money, you need the infrastructure. Like my reputation
totally.
wouldn't be the same if this salon wouldn't look like
No.
this. You know, so
100%.
that is like where I feel like it's so hard to compete with like very luxurious brand when you start if you don't have the money. That's like
No, it's if you're premium or luxury, that's often a huge issue. Is that people come to me and they're like, okay, so I have no money, and but I want you,
compete
and I want to
against
compete,
market.
and I want you to do the market. I want you to do one of those things where like I don't have to be involved. You do everything, but like, we have no money, and but like no,
it's not like that, darling.
often I'm like, you either have time or you have money.
Yeah, that's it.
Like you have time or you have money, or you have both, but you need like a lot of money. Even like for me, even growing my own business, I didn't have any funding. I didn't have anyone to, so it's very difficult for salaries, and I don't even have to have like a huge brick and mortar like this, right? And then it's so difficult for you to
But for
pull
you,
away.
it's like, for you, I guess it's like you, the first time you traveled to Japan, you assumed it, and it's a lot of like fake it till you make it, and like making these opportunities for yourself. So it's a lot of investment also, like, but it's worth it.
It's so worth it.
So worth
but
it.
also people too don't talk enough about like imposter syndrome is a real thing, and you have to show people that you have the confidence to do something in order for them to take it seriously. Like if you don't believe it yourself,
Yeah, no, that's it. You need to be your biggest fan.
you have to believe it. You have to believe it to get somebody else to believe it. If you don't think that you're the best, why would somebody else think that you're the best?
I agree on that so much. Yeah.
No, also too though, I think that to analyze the way that I approach though, like Korea and Japan is also, if I want to be seen as the best, I have to be doing things that are different.
Yeah.
And like it's visually disrupting to see someone in like weird places that you don't see talking. Like you need to be interesting. Like you have to break through the noise. Like everybody is creating content.
Yeah.
Like there's so much content, and if you're just coming on and being like, this is the difference between Botox and fillers, this is how you do a blonde root, like that's not disruptive. It's not different.
And it's crazy out there how like everybody's trying to be like everybody else. That's like, that makes me sick to my stomach.
Well, especially I find in a lot of like female-based industries, because we're more natural, visual, and like aesthetic.
Yeah.
The problem is like a lot of the grids in like medical spas and hair salons, they're like copy paste. Like they look the exact same as like you could change the handle and you wouldn't notice the difference. And the people that stand out like yourself have very much their own like aesthetic and brand. Like if someone swapped your handle, I'd be like, that's Pink LeBlanc's feed.
Yeah.
Versus a lot of people's feeds, you can't say the same for. Like it's the same photos effectively. So what do you think of my shampoo choice? Is it okay?
So it's good. Honestly, like in your routine, what you should know is that like shampoo is the place where you can save your blend. In a sense that like it's important to have a good shampoo. Spirology is sulfate and silicone free. Sorry. So that's really, really good. Is it the shampoo that's gonna like change your hair game? No, but where you really want to invest, it's in your serum and in your mask. So pretty much like your skin.
Cool.
So think as your hair like your skin. Like it's good to have like a good cleanser, but you want to invest more in your serum and your mask. So same things with hair. So for you, because you want to grow your hair, you want to make it like super healthy, I would recommend swapping your conditioner for a mask. So to always do a mask instead of a conditioner.
But K18, you're not supposed to do a mask, so conditioner.
So K18, it's a bit tricky. When they started, it was like they say it's a leave-in, and this is your last step. You wait 4 minutes, and then you can apply other products. But because there's no cosmetic effect to your hair might not be like as hydrated, soft, manageable as if you use something more hydrating after. And after 4 minutes, like the treatment is done. So what I suggest is you go in the shower, you shampoo your hair twice with your Purology, you towel dry your hair, you apply your K18, you wait 4 minutes, shave your legs, do what you have to do, and after you put on a mask for 2 to 5 minutes, 2 to 10 if you can, on top of it, and then the rinse.
Wait, the white K18 with the pink I don't rinse out.
No, you don't have to rinse it out, but if you do a mask on top of it, you're gonna need to rinse your mask.
Oh, you rinse the mask.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. So you do it after the K18, so you're not doing it before.
On top of the K18. So you don't rinse your K18, you put it, wait for 4 minutes still in the shower, apply your mask, wait for how many time you have, and then you rinse your mask.
Cool, okay, so that's
And
really good
that
to know.
would really do a difference because there's no cosmetic, no like hydrating effect in your K18. And when you're blonde and your hair is not like fully straight, you have a bit of a movement, that means that your cuticle is open a little, and so you need hydration to try to close it and to hydrate.
Because
your
my hair
fibers.
used to dry actually really quite pretty, and it doesn't anymore.
Yeah, sometimes it's because it
The
might
color.
be the color, because your hair is over processed. That's why like a natural hair will never like do the same thing and have the same like.
That's
effect.
right. I feel like in Korea they need to pick it up, because I feel like a Korean brand could
arrive with like
or make it happen.
Yeah.
Like salmon sperm hair injections.
Yeah,
You know, like I'm here for it.
But
So-
do you know Shuemura?
Yeah.
It's Japanese, so this is so good. This is like my favorite brand. For
I used to love, but you know what though? They kind of tapered off on the marketing because they were having such a minute, like in the 2010s.
The marketing is very bad.
But they really like, because like I remember even when Shuemura was sold at Sephora, like how big of a deal that was.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, love their product.
Yes, it's very good. Like, and I always say that like with a client, I'm like, don't go see their Instagram. They're not like very big on social.
They've got great products.
Yeah, the products are amazing. So I would suggest for you, either the Ultimate Reset, which is the repair one, the dark green, or the Salon, which is a mix of hydration and repair. So that could be a great
Which
mix
one's
with your
better
kinking.
for me?
I would go with the Salon because you have nothing hydrate, like your hydrate mask, your hydrate shampoo, sorry, is not like
Hydrate.
hydrating enough. You
So
know?
I also though use after the K18, I'll do the Pureology, like the 21s, right? And I also bought, which I actually like, the Crown Affair leave-in conditioner.
Yeah, what do you think about Crown Affair?
I actually, I was really impressed with how they came out with like the timer and like the box of like the brush and stuff. I never bought any of their things. I think though mostly because to me that would be like an in-person experience.
Yeah.
And I never went to like a store that had it on display. But I like their brand.
Yeah.
Like I love the name, I like their
brand.
brand. I used that leave-in conditioner somewhere and I quite liked it because they're clean, right? Are they
I think they're
cleaner?
clean. Yeah.
But I like it. I don't know what I don't know. Like I don't
Yeah,
know
exactly.
if you think it's a good product. Like
I've never tried it. Obsessed with the branding itself.
so fun.
I have a hard time with like newest brand and clean product. It's a personal thing. It's just because like
Be
for
blunt.
me, like if you're blonde, like I mean your
Your hair's not
needs-
clean.
It's not clean. There's chemicals. It needs chemicals. to
That's
be
actually a
removed.
very good alternative.
You know what I
opinion.
mean?
Like,
Like-
why are you trying to be clean with processed hair?
Exactly.
Dude, I can't believe I haven't thought about this to date.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Wow.
and a lot of people like we see it on their clients, like a lot of clients they don't
No,
want to
that's
use
so
like
stupid. Dude, I haven't thought about it like that.
yeah, like you're doing pretty much the worst thing you can do to your hair. You're like
And then you're like, here, I'm gonna
You're-
put
yeah.
plant on it.
exactly, and you're thinking it's really healing your hair, but it's not.
You know what? Why I go to bed at night with no problems about my hair is because so my really good friend is like she's in deep man. Like she's at the point where like I even feel like she doesn't have plastic light switches in her home. I'm being funny, but like not really.
Okay,
you know,
she's
like
really
she's
intense.
extreme. We get along fantastically. She just
Good
we cannot believe that like we found each other because not that I'm super processed, but like I'm enough for her to be friends with. You know, like I don't
Yeah.
like Dunkin' Donuts and stuff. But anyways, point is, she was like, yeah, like a lot of people that are like pretty committed to the clean movement, like not at her level of extreme, but like will get their nails done and will do their hair. Like it's just about being intentional with like what you're choosing, and it's like she's like you like it's not the end of the world for you to do your hair. She's like if you're using better like skincare products, you're eating better, you're being
We're
more
all doing
intentional.
like our part,
Do your part.
basically.
Yeah, she's like, I don't expect you to like, she's like, I don't expect you to like not take care of yourself. She's
No.
like, that's an unrealistic standard, which I thought was actually a kind of a cool way of thinking
Yeah.
about like making decisions that matter to you. And like ultimately, if it, if at the end of my life, having processed hair took 2 years off it, I think the trade is worth it.
Yeah,
I don't think I'm gonna regret it.
agree. I
You know?
agree.
I don't think
It's also self-care. Like, I mean, it's not just the hair. It's the time you stand on the chair and, like, treating yourself.
I'm living my life, with really
Yeah.
good mental health.
Yeah.
And
but
fabulous hair.
I have something against the people that have, like, a very high speech about being, like, this and that and taking
Oh,
care
in a
of
way,
the
yeah.
environment, but having their hair done and, like, having, like, a data first. And,
And their nails done.
this is...
And Botox.
This is something I don't...
And fake boobs.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, so what about what serum should I use?
Yeah, so your 21 is also a really good product. So I love Pureology, but don't expect it's gonna transform your hair.
Yeah.
It's good products.
So I'm doing a good first step, but if I want hair like Bianca, what serum would I buy?
So for you, the first step would be to use the Serum Therapist from Terrasta. So you've been using that line you said before, the dark green line, which is the repair.
I have the one that has the 2 pumps on
Yeah,
each side.
like best.
That's the best one. Oh, I've got 2 bottles of that, so I'm not buying that today. Sorry,
go,
Pink.
you go, girl.
But
This is like something like it's not something I would love to, like would like you to do like don't finish your bottle and go buy another one. Like it's like
because it's high protein,
it's
right?
high protein. So it's
Yeah.
something you do your bottle when your hair gets better. Like you stop it, you use something maybe more hydrating after. And so this is really really good.
But should I do it like only once a week opposed to
Yeah,
like
you
twice
can
a
start
week?
once a week. That's like magical. Like that's something that saves so much of my clients' hair. So this would be a good treatment. And if you want to step up your game when you're done with your 21, you could buy the Lotion Sublimatrice from Terrassas. It's in the nutritive line, the orange one, the one that is hydrating and nourishing. This is a detangling spray, so a bit like the 21, but it's plant-based and hydrating. It's game changer. So it's a bit more powerful than your 21. And it's also like there's a heat protection in it. It's amazing.
What hair brand do you think is the biggest fake news?
Fake news?
Yeah, like it's just a bust.
I think Arabe. If you want my
No,
honest
that's
opinion.
yeah, I do. You think Orbe
Yeah.
is fake, like is not that good?
Yeah, I think it's like obsessed with the aesthetic. Love the bottle.
The smell, it's the smell too.
The smell is nice. At some point, I wanted to have the brand here because a lot of our consumers are asking for the products, and I've tried everything on myself, so am I the best judge because I don't have like everyone's type of hair, but I wasn't obsessed at all on me. Yes, and I've heard a lot of comments from clients that have tried it, like the same comments basically. That they like the smell, the aesthetic of it, but not fantasy of it.
Yeah, it's fake news. I feel like them going into berries kind of shows that they're more like high end for the masses than like technically talented, I guess, if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
but I think they're always gonna have the eye because they
Well,
do
they're
such
also
a great job on their marketing and their branding and everything.
Even their name, right? Like their name, Orbe.
Yeah, it's nice.
What do you think is the best dry shampoo?
I think it's K18, to be honest.
Really?
And I hate to say that I love K18 because I'm not a fan of the aesthetic of the
It
bottle.
really
and
bothers
everything.
me.
It's the worst.
It
Why?
really bothers me.
You launch something in 220, like like you should have something that it's aesthetic.
To me, it's like childish looking. It's like drunk elephant
worse,
for
even
kids.
worse.
Like, especially because
Mixed with like drugstore products. That
yeah. Isn't the story though that like it was the partner of Olaplex,
Yeah.
and then they made the molecule better?
Yeah, and it's crazy, like the war between K18 and Olaplex is like,
Time to the war.
yeah.
Gets so kind of
Well,
controversial. Drop it down.
I don't know if you saw like all of the lawsuits that Olaplex are in.
I have, but isn't that also because like the Olaplex bun is like not the instructions, and like girls were just like always had protein in their hair because like
But there's no protein in Olaplex. That's like fake news.
oh interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, you tell me then because I actually don't know what I'm talking
yeah,
about.
well, everybody says different things like that, and honestly, I see it's a war between both products, but it's not like, I don't think K18 is against Olaplex really. I just think like people are like, oh, something new that is like apparently better, and they start like trashing the other product. I don't think Olaplex deserve like so much like bad like reps.
I
different.
love their brand.
Yeah, and I think like Olaplex did a better job at like.
Well, because
marketing.
L'Oreal bought Olaplex for like $2 billion or something crazy. Because it wasn't
I didn't know
originally
that.
a L'Oreal product.
I didn't know that it was L'Oreal.
Well, I mean, you're with L'Oreal, so I feel like you would know.
No, I don't think.
No, you're right, it's not. But I thought that they had purchased. No, yes.
They add their Plex though.
No, UK High Court judge ruled that L'Oreal UK and its parent company infringed an Olaplex patent. So I guess. What's the story?
L'Oreal
Wonder
copied
Water
the
is
Olaplex. Like L'Oreal got a lawsuit from Olaplex because they copied
With the Miracle Water.
Miracle Water, and also like their
Okay, you're right.
it's something like that. And once L'Oreal adds something, like good luck.
I find the L'Oreal brand confusing how it's like both high end and a drugstore.
Yeah. Then actually, I asked one of the big manager at the group. I asked them. I was like, I need to know what's the difference. Like,
Why?
if I'm buying like L'Oréal Paris at the drugstore and I'm buying like Kerastase and you work with the same chemist, like what's the
Difference?
what's the
Yeah.
deal? And she told me it's basically the ingredient. So let's say they're gonna source like better ingredient for the high-end products, and they're always gonna wait. Let's say for they could come up, let's say, with a very high-end products, and in the drugstore one, they're gonna wait 5 years before taking that ingredient in the product. So that's first thing, and they're also gonna put less of the active ingredient in the drugstore product. So when you're a cheap product, you're gonna add like lots of sulfate, lots of silicone, lots of things.
Fillers.
Fillers, exactly.
But I just find it confusing that they would, like, to me as a consumer, when I see like a high-end salon, say like they're a L'Oreal salon, to me it doesn't ring as like that's high-end.
Yeah, well, I get what you mean. It's hard because like L'Oreal is like a heritage brand. Like they're the best. Like color-wise, it's the best of the best of the best.
Because they say like in L'Oreal color science, right? Like they do something with the science of color.
It's one of the first brands that was
Developed
in the market.
color,
Like
yeah.
they're like the pioneers. They're the best, but they're also everywhere. So it's hard to position yourself
Yeah.
as like the best brand. Like I guess like there's no like luxurious color in my opinion. Like as like a professional hairstylist, colorist, you want to work with what's best like chemically. Like there's like let's say Balmain. They came up with like a
hair
color,
product. I know.
but it's not good.
Really?
It's not because you're a
But
luxury brand that you're.
the hair perfume was
Yeah.
yum.
Yes, and there's like.
But they
of
came
course
out with
the airspray
color.
could smell. They have color, but like,
Why?
why would I trust a luxury brand?
To be in color.
And L'Oreal is there. It's been more than 120 years. Like, you know what I mean?
No,
So-
it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. So for me, I think like color is something different.
I wonder why they got into hair. Like why
As a
they
market.
decided that made sense, I guess, yeah.
And there's no, like you said, like when you think about L'Oreal, you don't think about something a lot. So I guess there's a gap to fill where your client would be like, oh, I
Yeah.
Balmain to my
Yeah.
hair, but it's
Mm.
So this is Camille Shampoo. So
That's what I gotta buy today.
yeah, this is the very best. Even when you're done with your 21, you can use the Le Science Sublime from Terrassas. This is your repair. So this is anti-split ends. Amazing.
Cool.
And this, if you want to push your routine, the Cicanui. So this is an overnight serum. That's magical.
I have this one.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I
Filled
have
with
that
like
one. I love the
acid
color
hyaluronic.
of it. Okay, so K18 you think is
I love K18, but fuck, I wish I didn't like this product because it's terrible looking.
but you said the dry shampoo was really good.
It's so good.
I haven't heard anybody say that.
It's new, so it's still like, I feel like people are still trying. It's also very different from what's in the market. It's like, it's infused with little beads. So when you push it, it sprays your hair are gonna get kind of wet-ish, and the little beads are gonna absorb all of the excess of sebum, and it creates like a crazy volume. And there's like, you can feel it a bit on your hair, but not like a dry product that like leaves white residues.
Cool.
So it's really, really good. So what were you doing in Ottawa?
We just opened a really big gym in Ottawa, and I was like,
You opened that?
well, no, like the agency was hired, like
Okay,
to
nice,
do
wow.
the stuff for it.
The
So I was
marketing,
like, yeah.
yeah.
So I was like, okay, this worked perfectly because I
Oh,
could come
nice.
see you.
So you did what? They're the content, or it's more like meetings?
Oh,
And
I
mix
mean,
it.
tomorrow I get to just go and enjoy my life. Like we're gonna do a workout. We're gonna get like some smoothies. I just haven't seen it in person because I haven't.
I'm gonna understand more their concept.
Yeah. Like just to go, because we're opening up another one in Yorkville.
Oh, nice.
Based on they were one of. It's actually a funny story. They were one of the first like big brands that I ever worked with. They hired me like years back, and we were their agency of record, which was a really big deal. And I opened their Liberty Village location and with their Winnipeg location.
Wow.
I went up against the biggest agencies in the country, and they picked Third Eye Insights.
Wow.
But I really like. No one gave more fucking heart than we did, but we did like we made so many mistakes at the scale, like for how much budget they had. Anyways, fast forward years later, I had stayed friends with who became later like the owner, but like not friends, like friendly, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like connection
Yeah,
on socials and stuff.
Yeah.
And she came back and she's like, you know, we've worked with a lot of agencies since. The only people that we had a positive experience with was you guys. And she's like, I'm not even interviewing anybody else. You're made to open this Yorkville club.
Oh, that's amazing.
And she's like, I want to support you. I've loved the content. So it's a really cool full circle
Yeah.
because
It's not about being perfect sometimes.
It's not about being perfect.
It's about caring.
it's about caring. And it's also about being humble. Like, they hire you for your expertise, but then they often just like are hiring you for you to do the work. Like, they're telling you what they want, and it goes against my philosophy of like, you're hiring me, you're paying me a lot of money, like you need to know that this is a bad idea, like this is the wrong direction visually, this is the wrong message. And I never gave up telling them when I thought that they were doing something wrong, and that's what they valued in the end, because they ended up actually they made mistakes on how they rolled into market.
Yeah, and if you hire someone, it's to have like an
To have that experience, So do you do makeup for regular guests?
She offers the service for guests that wants it. It's hair popular from Thursdays to Saturday.
Yeah, of course,
And otherwise, she does like everyone like styling. But yeah, we do makeup. We do offer the service.
So she does like blowouts and stuff.
Yeah, blowouts, and she's learning how to cut right now.
Oh, cool. I find it interesting how high-end salons approach doing hair like almost like sushi chefs, you know, like you do the rice for a long time.
There's a specialty in
and then you learn how to do. Why is there such a divergence from like regular salons that do all the things versus like the more high-end salons?
That's a good question. Honestly, I think in my opinion, it's always better to know everything when you start. But there's like a few years ago, there wasn't a lot of interest for hair school. There's a few schools that wasn't even starting their course because there wasn't enough people. So I feel like there was a big change there where young stylists want to do only what they like to do. So this is when like opportunities came that people wanted to go either color or cutting and specialize in this. And of course, in a small salon, when you're building your clientele, you need to do everything. Otherwise, you're not going to be booked. But once you start working in a big salon with less of demand, you can begin to
do all the things.
Yeah.
But doesn't it get a bit boring, like only like just cutting every day?
I guess like cutting itself or coloring is an art. So I guess no, it depends. Like that, there's like, I love to see there's different levels of hairstylists. Yeah. There's the people that do what they do but don't really push the boundaries. So for sure for them it wasn't, you know, super fun to always do the same thing. But I feel like if you're someone that really pushes the boundaries, you're never gonna be You're never gonna master like everything.
Great, yeah.
So if you can cut or color like all day, every day, that's a good way to become really, really good at it.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it's boring. You need to be passionate for sure.
Do you only do coloring now?
I only color, yeah. I've been doing everything for like maybe 6 years, and after like when my book was like really in demand, at some point I was booked like a year in advance, I decided to go only towards color. Yeah.
Cool. Next question for you.
Yeah.
I find you don't really chase like the awards. Why have you made that like marketing decision to not do a lot of like, I feel like a lot of the top salons are always doing those like balayage, or, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what they're called, but does that make sense?
I guess it's not something that I value. I'm gonna be honest, I'm nominated. It's been 3 years that I'm nominated like Colorist of the Year, and I don't even do the because when you're nominated, you need to present like a portfolio and show up at
the event,
and I just don't take part in it. Like, it's not something that I value. Yeah, it's to be judged by a bunch of older stylists that's gonna tell me. I don't know. I'm sorry if I don't wanna.
Why do you like shriveling up?
Yeah.
I feel like that's such a French approach. Like, I don't give a fuck about the opinion of sheep.
Yeah.
I am the best. I don't need the award.
I don't need the awards basically, and it's for sure it's fun and stuff. But I think like, lack of time and lack of, I don't care.
Yeah, that's a great answer.
Yeah.
Do you think that those are like? Do you think it's a good marketing tool for?
I think it can be great if your clients value that. I think for me, like just by being an educator, it speaks by itself.
Yeah.
But I think like for someone that don't want to do education or don't have like those opportunity, it can be a great way to market yourself. But I think it's kind of fading a little, like
The novelty of it.
yeah, the competitions and stuff in the hair industry. It's still there. It's always gonna be there because it's like, but I feel like it's a different field. Like where I consider myself like in the hair industry is more like client experience, like
High-end brand.
yeah, it's different. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah. I agree. No, I
I'm
agree.
not. I don't consider myself as an artist. I don't know if it makes sense.
You don't consider yourself an artist.
Nope.
Interesting.
Yeah. No, I
You consider yourself more like like a fashion brand, like a.
yeah, like at the end of the day, I do more business than I do hair. So
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
consider myself as an artist. Like I guess I am in a certain way. Like I love to create, but
Why does that make you uncomfortable to say?
because I feel like it's hard for me to position myself. It's the hardest question for me when someone asks me, what do you do? Because it's like I wear so many hats that
Like you're not a hairstylist. Yeah.
I don't know what I am.
But I think though, it's interesting that you feel like that's a struggle because
That's
to
a
me,
struggle.
I feel like the ultimate dream in hair is like to have a name that allows you to sell products. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like to be a Mark Anthony, to be a like that is the pinnacle of styling. And it's interesting at your age that you're like it's less about styling, it's more about a brand.
yeah, I guess yeah. Hair will always be like my
A fallback, yeah.
Yeah,
It's there. It's
my-
you. It's your starting point.
yeah. It's my form of art, I guess. Yes, but it's like
You're a business
way-
owner. I'm glad that you like said that out loud because it's interesting to watch you struggle. Say that.
Yeah, it's but like, what's your opinion? What I should say? Like, if you talk about me to someone, what are you gonna say? I'm curious.
I wouldn't say that you're a stylist.
Right? It's weird.
I wouldn't say that. I would say that
Like today, I'm doing your hair, so like it's weird because you want to say she's my stylist, but like
no, you're not. But I actually feel like the only reason why this happened is because I feel like we're more aligned on a business and branding front. This is just the conduit to which we can connect.
Yeah.
It's fine. Like, we've tried doing this 3 times and we can't get it. Like,
I
but,
know.
But no, I think that you are. To say that you're the next Mark Anthony is limiting because I think like the Mark Anthony or like whatever name you
Yeah,
insert, they existed during a different time. Like there was that period of like the commoditization of services versus you're really kind of like, for lack of a better term, like an Alex Cooper of hair or like an Alex, you know what I mean?
I
Like
love that.
because you're using socials to build a tribe that wants to buy your product versus like a lot of those names that became big was because of like they were a stylist in New York and they the
Yeah.
right person, you know what I mean? Like they weren't the best.
Yeah, or opening like multiple salons, so you become like
Like a Fiorio, you know,
Yeah.
like hair I feel like is really the one that like what became big was more the figment of the time than like the caliber of the talent. And also proximity, right? Like everyone wanted to be like the New York stylist or the LA stylist.
Yeah.
And then they commoditized that versus being like truly the best stylist.
yeah. And you, how would you describe yourself if someone asks you what you do for a living? Would you say you're a marketer?
No, I hate the word marketing.
Yeah.
I hate the word
I love
marketing
that.
because it really actually removes how cerebral, intelligent, and complicated branding is. Like marketing is very much like advertising. It's the bottom of the rung. Like marketing should be measured by sales. Branding is measured kind of like in a lifetime. Like what is
So you're a branding specialist.
yeah, but I think I want to be, my ultimate goal would be more of like this intersection of like philosophy of brand, you know, like I want to more define what's like complicated than just like,
Yeah.
because branding is complicated. Like how can we
Yeah,
like,
you're mixing like psychology and science.
yes, like why do you feel like there's value in buying books that have the words Prada and Chanel on it? It's not, it's like, what does that represent? Like why is that cool to be on a shelf?
Yeah. No, I agree. It's crazy.
What are your thoughts on, do you think the main platform should still be Instagram for stylists?
I think the best way to grow is on TikTok, but I think people are still gonna go validate you or like.
Do you still feel like the best place to grow is on TikTok? My TikTok's been struggling.
Oh yeah, I feel like it's up and downs, but I feel like the virality aspect of it is like
Still there?
still there.
I struggle with this answer because I feel like TikTok has changed my life, but like my business isn't a local brick and mortar? And like, I feel like it's a complicated answer because a lot of business owners, if I'm asking for them to do something outside of their schedule, especially if you're a stylist and you're like truly behind the chair for like 8 to 10 hours a day, it's like, if you're only going to focus on one, where do you focus? And I agree, like TikTok, you can grow so much faster, but
I don't think TikTok should be the only platform.
what have you found from TikTok? Like, what has come in for you from TikTok?
Honestly, nothing. I'm gonna be real honest. I think that for me, Insta is my main platform. I put way more energy on Instagram, and it's like way more like authentic for me, because I like polished stuff. But I feel like TikTok is a good place to try things, though, to discover what works for you and like your DNA and stuff.
True.
And honestly, I'm gonna be honest, I used to hate TikTok and now I enjoy it. Like,
The most. A lot of people
I
like
love
it
the
because
most.
you don't know people on it, so you're not being like, you're not
I care
seeing the
way
shit
less.
you don't like. You don't even like. There's a lot of people you follow, but you don't care about what they're doing.
yeah.
Versus on TikTok, it's like more what you actually like.
So you feel like right now your TikToks are performing a bit less?
No, I feel like it is a blow. It is a blow. Like content that used to do like 30 or 45,000, I'm like lucky if it does 7 or 8.
And why do you think it's happening? Do you think it's because it's even more saturated right now?
No.
Like, what do you think?
I think it's because when they re-brought it back, like after the US ban, ByteDance took out what made the algorithm proprietary, like because basically like the US is basically like allowing it to continue because it was like something like $8 billion
Yes.
were created through small businesses in the US were
That's
generated.
great.
It's like amazing for like small business. So like they're really pushing to keep it. But ByteDance doesn't want to sell the like scariness to the algorithm. It has the best algorithm. So it's like the algorithm like resorted. So now
So it's not that good.
it's not as good.
Fair.
Which sucks because like
But I see the difference. Like I've never really done like viral in TikTok, but I feel like now it's very it's like consistent views, but it's not like
huge, yeah. But I find like there is a better quality of view. Like I get disproportionately higher saves, which is like a good metric because it shows you like the people that it's serving it to are really interested in what they're seeing. But even like growth, like we're still posting at least once a day, if not more than once a day. And we're not growing at the same numbers that we used to be growing. So the push factor has changed.
Yeah. I feel like the best place to be on TikTok was like in the early stage of it. Like,
What to push everything, yeah. Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
What were the first 2 products that you launched?
under eye patches and Econ. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna give them to you actually. You're gonna love them.
What did you say the second thing was?
And here it comes.
Oh, hair combs.
Comb. Yeah.
As for hairs. What did you learn from those launches?
I pretty much like did nothing to launch them. Like it's something you need to plan like a year in advance. It's serious. Like you
Dude,
said
it's so
before,
much work.
Oh my god, it's so much work. Like you said, like having a funnel, like pre-launch strategies, like I have done nothing of that. It was like we did it. Like the only thing we did was a photo shoot in a hotel room with my cell phone. I was like, we're gonna sold out in like one day. It didn't happen. Still on the shelf. Yeah. So no, like you said, like the rule of 7 and like it's like you need to like brainwash people with your products.
It's almost like
fix everything.
Yeah, literally. You need to like. And it's so tough when you like aren't an annoying person.
Yeah,
Like
exactly. Like for me, I'm like, okay, everybody know we have those
don't wanna
under
be
eye
annoying.
patch, but no, it's not like marketing. It's like
I didn't know you
repeating,
had under eye patches. I saw the
That's
photo
crazy.
like hung up over there. I'm like, those are so cool. But you know what you should do though? Like you should factor in one pair into the price point of hair and make them wear them while they're getting their hair done.
Maybe that would be so nice.
So that they take like a selfie with it, and then you could just sell a box of them at the front. Because if people try them, like what's the cost
But we
of one?
tried it. We thought about that, like because Vinka's doing makeup, so we were like, oh, we could include them in like let's say that's the makeup, but they're $50. It's really like it's a reusable eye patches. It's not something you throw in the garbage.
It's a reusable. Eye
Reusable.
patch.
You need to put your eye cream underneath. It's very like it's very like
The high end.
Yeah.
Like you did it right.
Yeah.
You didn't like do
Exactly.
it cheap. Okay, that's an important point.
so also like you cannot wear makeup underneath, so often our clients come
Come
and they're
with
all
makeup.
prepared, so it's not like we thought about like all of
But are you
this.
selling it at the front desk at
Yeah,
the
yeah.
front?
Yeah, and we sell a lot, but we have lots of stuff, so it's like it's not
Well, the other thing that's really problematic, like when you make like a really well-made, like good quality product, like the ice roller, she's like, how many do you buy? You know, like you only really buy one, so they're just like a reusable trash.
Yeah,
Like
but
how
it's
many-
30 times. So you like if someone like does it
Really
every
loves
day,
it,
it would be
yeah.
like something you could buy every month. But we say it's good for 30 times, but honestly, I've tried them and they last like 60 times and more. And I feel like under eye patch is really like it's almost more a self-care act than like a beauty product. Because yes, it works, but it's like it's one step that it's not everybody that is willing to take, like to apply
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? Like it's a luxury, basically.
Why did you decide to launch that product?
Well, one of my clients have a skincare company. It's like she developed all of her products in Canada, and she had a pair of under eye patch which I love. I was obsessed with. I was like, these things, you know, when it's thick and it's not falling and it's just like perfect. And it started with having the idea of doing a gift with purchase, and I was like, do you think it could be a possibility that we collaborate on the product and we do one that it's like a pink adult version? And she was like, oh my god, yes, let's do something. And we started with that idea, and it became like, oh, but we should make it in a mirror pocket, and it just like escalated from that.
Cool.
And we did it like better and better and better, so it became a product we now sell. So I was lucky, like the product development was pretty easy because we started from the first product and she helped with like everything basically.
Cool.
So it's in collaboration with her. It's Milana. I'm kissing it.
What's the line called?
It's Milana, so it's
Oh,
Mylanaa. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, check it out.
Yeah.
What about all of those like red light, like hair combs? Like, do you recommend those? Like,
Red light therapy is the future. It's the best, and we're selling. What's the name of the brand? Sorry, Solaris.
yeah.
Lab New York. They do like everything like red light therapy and for home use. We have like brushes. We have like skincare device, face device. It's amazing.
Amazing.
It's amazing. Like for hair growth, for cells regeneration. Like it's amazing.
Do you think the Solaris is the best one?
I think there's plenty of good one. Honestly, it's not like
That's the only
it depends
one,
on
yeah.
the lead and stuff that you add. There's like they're pretty much all doing the same thing, to be honest.
But like it really helps with hair growth.
Oh, it really helps with hair. But you need to be consistent. It's like everything.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of like if you use like a lead brush on your scalp like once a month, you're not gonna see result. But if you use it every night, you're gonna see massive result. We have a device that is a scalp massager with the red light therapy. So if like the red light and the massage like really boosts your hair growth, it's amazing.
You do the ice bath the dunk every morning.
No, I just every time like I get either my makeup done or I know I'm gonna shoot myself a lot, my face is really fluffy in the morning. Whenever I care, I do it.
Cool.
It's just the best.
I don't know how I missed this. Like, I didn't even see that crazy viral video of that water. What was that water called? The starts with an S. With a big black guy, and he like does his face, and like all these men started doing these lemon ice water.
It's so funny, all of those videos that like a day in my life, and they all start with the water. Yeah.
I'm like, why?
Yeah,
But like,
they're
why is
repeating
lemon
their-
in the bowl? You're not drinking it.
No, and they're taking like water from like a bottle.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
It's so funny.
I think they're like basically laughing at us.
No, it's like become a real thing. Like men are doing this in the morning. Dude, it's not a joke.
But I think it's a joke.
No, the ones
No.
that you're seeing are making fun of the men that are doing
Okay,
it seriously.
yeah. But the ones with like juice and stuff in it, it's a joke, right?
But the juice, yeah.
Yeah.
No, like basically it became this like male trend to like do the ice in the morning because this like big Jack guy started
Yeah.
doing it. No, these men were taking this seriously. This was a no-joke situation. So, was it weird for you when you started to become kind of like an influencer in Montreal? Because like it's like your name, but it's also your like business page. Remember we talked about when you would like started getting collab requests? How do you approach that?
It's weird. I don't see myself as an influencer. But I see more myself as a content creator than an influencer, I would say. I love to create content and I love to do that for brands that like inspire me. So I think that's really cool. That's a good like side thing, but I would never do that full time, that's for sure.
It's exhausting, eh?
It's exhausting, but it's
But how do you approach it? Like, how, because it's like, it's both your brand, but it's also your, like, business, right? Like, how does your brain approach it? How do you decide what to do? How do you decide what not to do?
I feel like I just like accept collabs from brands that I already use. So and there's two different like things. There's brand approaching us to work with Picab and Club, and there's brand approaching me personally to work with me. So usually brands collab, like brands deal that I'm doing for myself is more like fashion, beauty, or hair, so that like really makes sense. And I see myself more as a lifestyle beauty content creator, so everything that makes sense.
Even
in that
fashion
category.
too. I really like looking at your fashion content.
I guess even fashion, I love fashion for sure.
What is the structure for your week on the other days? Like what does your days look like?
So Monday, it's always either I give a class or I work on my education or it's a content day. So between these three Thursdays. On Tuesdays, it's new that I work one day. I used to do 2 days, so it's been like 1 month. So the Tuesdays, it's more like admin, development, and like a lot of catching up. Wednesdays, it's my client day, so I only focus on that. And Thursday, Fridays, it's mainly like marketing and development.
Cool.
And Saturday morning, I always work, but it's more on development, more like the things that are not like things that move the needle but slowly, you know.
But when you're mapping out your week, how are you planning what you're doing this week on Thursday, Friday?
Honestly, I go with the flow depending on what needs to be done. I'm still doing like a 10% job, so it always depends. And we're still really reactive in the business, unfortunately. I wish we would be more prepared, but we're not. And I always like have like last minute contracts, last minute like things, so it's always like intense.
You always feel like you're behind.
Yeah, but it's something I would love to change eventually, but I feel like whenever you're in your growing phase, it's never gonna be prepared in advance too much.
Yeah.
I'm very creative in the sense that like whenever I have an idea that pops to my mind like at night or whatever, I want to make it happen. So it always busts my schedule because I'm like, I need to do that. So yeah, my schedule moves and change a lot, even though I'm prepared.
It's interesting because even on like last Friday, I had to do some catch-up stuff because I was going to be away for 2 weeks. So like last week was kind of like back to like before I created such a structured schedule. And I just went into the weekend feeling like so unproductive, like I didn't get anything done. And it's because my first meeting started at 10. I had an in-person lunch, like
it's very time consuming for not moving really.
Yes, and it gives me like honestly major like almost hate myself because I'm like I wasn't as productive today. Like, I don't know what I got done even though I was busy the whole day. Like
exactly, like I feel like I'm always busy, but it's not necessarily productive.
Yes,
like doing things that go on for an hour and 30 minutes that could have done for 15 minutes.
Yeah,
no, thank you.
Me too. I hate that.
And what do you think? Like, we're someone that really want to push, like someone that's willing to do the work, that have the resources, the time. What do you think? Because we hear so much like it's quality over quantity, and so many other people say no, we just need to be out there. Like, what do you think?
Well, the reality is that you have to be posting a lot in order to get better. So it's not so there's like two pieces to it. On one hand, you have to break through the algorithm. So it's difficult because if you're only posting twice per week, a lot of your followers, there's only 2 chances for people to see you. So on one hand, in order to like break through the algorithm, you have to post quite a bit. because the reality is like the majority of your audience is not seeing your posts.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It's crazy. Like I'll even notice that
Repeat that louder. They're not seeing your posts, guys.
they're not seeing it. Like I even find like when I do things that are more like swipe throughs, like more like I'm showing up as like Camille Moore on my page, not like giving you like business, like, you know what I mean, like small business, like social media advice.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the real friends from high school that like it, like from university, the people that actually know me. They don't like the other content because the algorithm knows that like that's not relevant to them.
Yeah.
So that, and then, but the other piece to this is you can't get better at content if you're only doing one post per week. But that's a fine place to like start your journey. But like when you watch people that are like so good at content, like even when I consume your content, I'm like, this is so overwhelming. But like you've been doing it for a long time.
Oh yes.
And so you can't, you have to get to those 10,000 hours. So it's like, if you've got time, you need to like be practicing because you need to learn like, what are your people like? What are they not like? What are people responding to? Especially like, you know, like last week, the Barbie trend.
Yeah.
So like we posted it, I saw it the day before, I learned it that night, and I posted it like first thing in the morning. By the time it had hit at that end of day, ChatGPT had shut it down. And by the next day, no one was getting reach with it because like the algorithm had been saturated with that content. But like because I put mine out not first, but like among the first that were doing it, mine got like 10,000 views. Wow. So it broke through the algorithm. But you have to like, that's why you have to think in terms of like breaking the news. But you can't develop that muscle unless you are not, you're not in the game. So it's like a tough answer because it's like, I've actually recently developed this concept. I want to see what you think. There's actually like two approaches to social. There's the like, I know that my business, if I don't get on socials, is not going to survive. So you almost need more of like an ambient approach, like showing the before and after transformations, like some behind the scenes. Like that's more like because you need socials as a secondary website. And that's like, it's not, you're not going to become a thought leader. You're not going to become one of the most well-known people in the industry, but like, but you're showing up.
Yeah.
Then there's like the other box where it's like, you're using socials to become a thought leader. You're using socials to like get these, like connecting with people all over the world. You're getting whatever your like thought leadership box is. And that's where it's more demanding because there's a very small percentage of people that are actually posting like every day. So to get into that, if you just post once per day or twice per day for 6 months, you're in a different category that's much smaller for thought leadership. That's a different approach to social. So if you want to be like a Pink LeBlonde, you can't post like once per week and like hope for stage opportunities.
Yeah. You need to be out there. No, I agree with you. Like it depends on
what
they're
you want.
showing up for showing up, or they're showing up for like major results.
Yes. They're two different things. It's not socials with the same strategy or outcome.
Yeah.
Like so let's use Pink LeBlonde for example as a club. Bianca might talk fast on the page, but you're more artistic. Like I don't really want to follow you per se. Like I like learning from your education, but I like more that you're very like you're visually stimulating. Like to me, I think it's like
you don't want to hear me.
It's not authentic to you.
And
it's not you. You know what I mean? Like the way that you approach socials does well because I'd rather learn from you. Like I like seeing how you pull together visuals, like how you do things. Like you to me are more like classic Instagram, like more like that old school Tumblr, whereas like you're not like, here's how to grow to like 0 to 100,000 followers as like a hairstyle. Like that's not your brand. But I do think that you could have more of a Gen Z approach at the Pink LeBlonde Club because there needs to be a separation from your brand and like I think that this place, it's already super well done and cool, but like this almost can become like an LA like stylist location where like you should have like almost like Pink LeBlonde like car mats, like you should have like the cups should say like Pink LeBlonde, like, and I do think there should be more of like a Gen Z like vibe.
We're doing like a UGC program right now where we got like a few girls to represent the brand to change our Instagram, not just like aesthetic picture but also like consumer that's use our products and stuff. And that.
But even like outfits at Pink LeBlonde Club.
Yeah.
We're gonna do Pink LeBlonde. What's in your bag?
Exciting. Where's my son? This is a real mess, exactly. Candy Studio most practical bag ever with giant pockets, so I can use everything.
It's so chic. Is it new or the vintage?
And no news. First thing first, my computer
Your MacBook?
all the time. My baby, my best friend. You don't need a friend when you have
Ooh,
student stuff, but this is my tech couch.
okay.
With whatever you need. So you need a light, or you need your adapter.
Honestly, that's what you know. Like, you can like leave home without the adapter and be in a really dark place without it.
Yeah, no, it's everything I need, always with
Wait, I want to. Is that the Alex Erling?
It is. Everybody says it's overrated, but I cannot live without this.
When do you use it?
Pretty much every time I create content, especially out of the salon, because the light here is so good, but
Yeah.
like alone or in the car, in the street.
Cool.
Yeah, so this is it. I'm a pouch girl.
Me too. My purse is full with other purses.
Yeah, that's it. So
Like I was a child.
it's fun to like, it's so big that I
I'm
need
so
to make
glad that I don't feel like I found a fresh one. Okay, what's in the pouch?
toothbrush. You never know. I do it in the salon, so I keep my toothbrush all day, every day. First wallet, this is the one for money.
Cool.
And this is the one for cards and receipt.
That's when you know you're in the tip business, when you've got your cash wallet.
Cash wallet. My boyfriend bought me this, and I was like, but where do I put my cash? So I had to buy this.
Cool. Business owner with prestige job one.
Earbuds.
AirPods.
And like Piflabon under eye patches. Ooh, too, because this morning I was wearing some under my eyes and also here over my crease. This light road lights that should.
Show them the road mics though. Which ones are they?
It's the wireless micro charge. Like no, this really not the case. Sorry guys, I don't know what this is, but I bought them on Amazon and I love them. My brush. This is the one I use at the moment. It's Lapin Bullets.
It's all brains.
Yeah, a French brand. It's very good. Not obsessed, but yeah, I love it. Love the pad. My Invisalign that I should be wearing right now. Like little hand sanitizer from Aso.
People love the Aesop hand sanitizer.
Smell it. So good.
The magnets. Oh yeah, that's beautiful.
Very good. At the buddy.
I don't exactly. I don't think we got taken too seriously, but like you just like you keep your octo money in your purse like like that.
I have like the buddies everywhere, and it's like I put 2 back to back, so I can put it on everything.
Oh, hey, wait, that's a
Smart
hack.
girl, yeah.
Okay, wait. So you have just an octo-buddied, like you octo-buddy the octo-buddy, and then you just put it on anything.
Everywhere, so you can like. I don't like to add it like on my cell phones. I like to take selfies a lot, and it's I help myself doing the clips up instead and can take out.
Wow, it like works the same.
Oh, it works the same. It's
No, I think okay. So that if you've gone this far, you just made this time you invested worth it. Okay.
Right there. Then I have like a tons of gloss, but these ones are magical. Salon and Tower 28. This is more like hydrating, and this is more for plum. Be careful, it hurts. If you put that away, you can try it. It's very good.
Well done, did that too far.
And my favorite lip liner at the moment, the Ilia color kit. Love that. It's like the same color of my lips. And I love that it's big, so it creates like a more like blurred eye.
well, that's no layers.
It's bucket.
Bucket.
Bucket. Yeah. And my perfume, like any rouge, the best of the best. Like Crème de la Crème, if you want to smell the vine. Shades. Ooh. Yep.
His are very early 2000s will be.
You know, vintage.
So
Love that. I have also a mini perfume, because you never know. Dior, Miss Dior. But I want to be more serious. This is like the more business women are shameless. And to finish, my limited silk from Neve.
Is that like that cheek thing?
I love to put it here. Maybe or here, but I like and we do a little. Oh yeah,
Public.
like big
Public too. Great.
like perfect. And now you need like
It's like Jennifer Villain. Oh, thanks.
yeah.
And I love my finger was cold too, so I feel like it's really deep puffing. It's like a 2-in-1.
Like in midday touch.
But you look great. Love.
Does it look great?
Love her.
mini touch-up session.
Beautiful.
And this is amazing.
Cool. That's everything.
That's great. A lot of the
Free
received.
True that.
Yeah, this is it. This
All
is
right.
what's in my bag.
Very exciting bag.
It's a darling. Check, we're gonna go over this to the other side. Yeah.
That looks fantastic.
Thank you for trusting me, darling.
Well, thanks for booking me in.